I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in the Holy Spirit. I believe. I believe. We always seem to view belief from our side of things. Our belief in God. Our belief that we repeat each time we begin the Apostles' Creed and the Nicene Creed and the promises of baptism. We ponder and sweat and spend time over whether or not we believe. We worry about the state of our faith in God. But we never think about God's faith in us. That God believes in us. This creating, birthing mystery that birthed the entire cosmos and every creature and every one of us believes in us. Jesus believed in his disciples. He trusted them. He trusted them to carry out his mission beyond his own life on this earth. I marvel as I read the scriptures these days that surround the feast of the Ascension. One after another makes clear that Jesus believed in those people he loved. He believed in them enough to die for them, even when the facts said at the time that they weren't much worth being believed in because of their lies and their betrayals and their ego and their small-mindedness that kept cropping up from within them. Yet he turned over his kingdom to them. He believed enough in those imperfect women and those imperfect men enough to entrust them, to trust them to carry on his vision, the vision he had for each of us, for humanity, and for the earth beyond his life on this earth. He had confidence in them that they can do this. And seeing what he saw in them, that was faith. As Jesus made clear in his crucifixion, there is nothing we could ever do that would make Jesus not believe in us, not have faith in us, to be better tomorrow than we were yesterday, to not believe in us, to carry on his mission in our day, now that he has left the earth. It is Mother's Day. And from where I stand, there was no one else in all the world who did it first or better than our moms. And I propose to you this morning, perhaps the one who believed in you most, perhaps the one who believed in you most was your mom. You see, your mom had faith like Jesus did. She had faith in you. In you. And if for some reason your mom could not believe in you, believe with all her heart in you, then I propose to you this morning that someone did. Someone believed in you along the way. Maybe you didn't accept it when it came. Maybe you did. Maybe you couldn't let it in. Maybe you did let it in when it came. But someone, if she could not be the one, someone believed in you or will believe in you. But moms, the lucky among us, for us it was you. It was you more than anyone. It was you. Because somehow you knew from the very beginning, from the very stirring in your womb, who we really were. Somehow you knew when you carried us in your belly or in your heart through adoption, you knew us. You saw this goodness in us. And you never stopped believing in it from that moment throughout your life. I dare say to each of you, your mom believed in you. Perhaps she was very damaged by life herself, and so it was difficult, if not impossible, to show it. Perhaps she believed in you with such a fierceness that she was way too critical and always shaming you for not being the person she believed you could be, and she did it wrong, granted. That didn't work. But nevertheless, even in her weakness, I propose to you that she believed in you. She did her best to believe in you. Think about that for a second. You were a kid. She believed in you. Even through all the hurts that come from being family together, she never stopped. She never lost sight of your goodness. She believed you could be great no matter what you ever did wrong. And she made a bet that you are good and that in the end that goodness would win out in your life. She gambled that you were worth her life. And so she spent her life helping you become what she believed you could be. She saw you and saw that you're a person of great possibility. Therefore, she could not write you off. In the parishes I was in before I came here, it was not infrequent, it wasn't frequent either, that one of our kids would go to jail for something or another along the way. And you know who I kept seeing in the prisons and in the jails that I would go to? I kept seeing moms. I kept seeing moms there. And I saw the tears in their eyes, and I saw their hand pressing against the hand of their son or their daughter with a pane of glass in between them. I saw that over and over again. Moms refuse to give up on their son or daughter. They can't. It could not even cross her mind, really, to give up on them. That's how deep the faith of a mom's love cuts. The story of the ascension you just heard, that the church celebrates this morning. Jesus is saying to his own in this world what a mom could and would say to those who were her own in this world. That I know you have it in you. I see your goodness in spite of and through your faults. I know you, and I know you can be freer tomorrow than you are today. I know you're capable of a great love. You have great possibility still, and I'm trusting you, believing in you. To again, in his words, Jesus' words, to do what I have done, and greater still than I have done. A good mom believes her kids can be even greater than she was, than she tried to be. And Jesus is saying to them, as surely as a mom would, I know you're going to be tempted to give up on love when it hurts, when you're betrayed. You're going to want to protect your heart so you don't have to suffer like this anymore, suffer the finite and the mortality and the imperfection of other human beings. But I trust that the goodness and the love in you will triumph, as will life itself. My friends, it does not get better than this to be believed in. There is nothing in all the world like having someone believe in us. Nothing in all the world. I can hardly think of anything a person could do for us that would be greater and have more of an impact on our futures than that they would believe in us, whoever he or she was along the way. We have been believed in, you and I. Even if our parents couldn't, someone did, someone will. Life is just that good. We at the Catholic Student Center believe in you at whatever age you are. We believe in you. And if you take anything from your time here with us, from these years together, our students and you of any age, if you take anything from here, please take from here that you were believed in here, that we have great faith in you, and we have utter confidence that you can do great things with your life, no matter how much you fail, no matter who else doesn't see it. Please know we believe in you. We are some of those lucky enough along the way to believe in you. Who would you identify believes in you? Whom do you believe in? And can the faith of your mom or someone along the way help you now to begin to believe in yourself, no matter the challenge that is in front of you? Can you make that faith your own now that came from her or someone along the way? Can you say, I believe in me? You can do this. But there's a hard part. There's a really hard part to this. Because someday she will have to leave. Just like Jesus in this gospel you just heard. He says, I have to go now. And they said, don't, we need you. And he said, what you found outside of you, you can find inside of you now. And if I don't go, you won't find it inside. What I miss most about my mom is just that. She believed in me. And when it came time for her to go, I was scared to death to lose that, to lose this woman who believed in me no matter what. And I wondered, and I guess we all do, what will it be like to live in this world now without that tangible, physical, and fleshed faith she had in me that I could see in her eyes that twinkled when she would tease me, or when she would make me feel like I was the only one in the whole world talking to her, and she was nowhere else, there was nowhere else she'd rather be, or no one else she'd rather be talking to than me. She was the one I knew believed in me, even when it seemed like nobody else did, even when it was hard for me to believe in myself. When that time comes for each of us, and it will, where will we find that now? that kind of faith in us and in our possibilities still? Losing that, so real in our lives in her, is so scary. But what I can say with clarity is that the most important part of your mom's funeral, or whoever person that was for you, if your mom could not, the most important part of that funeral will not be what you put into the ground that day. It will be what you take from the ground that day into the rest of your life. When good parents believe in their kids' abilities to cope without oversight, it is only then that they start to withdraw the scaffolding to launch their kid into the adult world. And more often than not, it is death that takes down the scaffold. I hope with all my heart that you can take from that important day and this, the truth of faith celebrated in these four walls today. That faith is not just about our faith in God. It's also about God's faith in us. And that once upon a time, there lived on this earth a woman you called Mom who believed in you.